Welcome back, everybody, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're going to be talking about AI for good.
A for good.
I think this is a really interesting topic because
Yeah.
a lot of people out there, especially if they're not, uh, super familiar with AI,
Right.
can sometimes think about it as like a scary thing.
Yeah. Definitely has a kind of a sci-fi.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
a little bit of a dystopian feel to it sometimes.
yeah, it can be a little Terminator-y.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
sense.
So
Absolutely.
we're going to look at the positives today and really shine a light on
Yeah.
all the amazing things that AI is doing and can do to help humanity.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I think that's a great way to approach it. And I'm excited to dig into some of these stories
Yeah.
because there are some really cool things happening with
Oh.
AI right now.
So we've got 5 stories, and we've been pulling these from Human Progress.
Okay.
And so the articles that we're pulling from are from December 5th and December 7th
Right.
of 2024. So let's just jump right into it, and I'll let you kind of take the lead on this first one.
Yeah, sounds good. So, I'll start with a question.
Okay.
Imagine a world where bleeding could be stopped almost instantly just by stimulating your nerves.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm picturing like some kind of like Star Trek thing where they wave like a little
Yeah.
device over you
Right.
and it heals you up.
It sounds like science fiction, but
Yeah.
researchers have actually developed a device they call a neural tourniquet that can do just that.
Wow. A neural tourniquet.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. So how does that even work?
So it's based on the discovery that stimulating certain nerves can actually constrict blood vessels and stop bleeding.
Wow.
And AI was really instrumental in pinpointing these specific nerves and figuring out the precise stimulation needed.
So instead of applying pressure externally like a traditional tourniquet, this is
Exactly.
like an internal thing with the nervous system.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that opens up a whole range of possibilities,
Yeah.
Especially in situations where a traditional tourniquet might be impractical or
Mhm.
ineffective, say for internal injuries.
Oh, wow. I could see this being incredibly valuable in like a emergency room situation
Absolutely.
or, even on a battlefield.
Absolutely. It could really revolutionize emergency medicine and quite possibly save countless lives.
Yeah, that's incredible. So we've gone from like, stopping bleeding to now let's talk about something else that could potentially be fatal, which is superbugs.
Yeah.
Antibiotic resistance is a huge issue.
It's a serious issue, but AI is stepping up to the challenge.
Mhm.
In India, where antimicrobial resistance is a major concern,
Mhm.
researchers are using AI to develop new drugs,
Okay.
specifically designed to combat these superbugs.
So they're using AI to essentially create new antibiotics that can fight these resistant bacteria.
Exactly.
Wow, so how does that work?
So traditional drug discovery is a really slow and laborious process, but
Hmm.
AI is changing that AI can analyze massive data sets.
Of molecular structures and biological information, allowing researchers to identify promising drug candidates much faster.
So it's like AI is crunching through all this data
Right.
and able to pinpoint solutions that maybe we as humans would just miss.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, sifting through all of that data and finding those needles in the haystack.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really glad that that people are working on that because that's definitely a scary thought.
Yeah.
I think that, we could be losing effectiveness of our antibiotics.
It's a scary prospect, and this offers a lot of hope
Yeah.
for preserving those crucial last resort treatments that we need.
Absolutely. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit here and talk about something that affects everybody every day. The weather.
Okay?
I don't know about you, but I've always wished for like more accurate weather forecasts.
Yeah.
Like really, really accurate.
Of course.
Seems like AI might just be the answer.
You're absolutely right. Google DeepMind has developed an AI program called GenCast.
That's proving to be significantly more accurate than existing weather forecasting systems.
Okay, so it's not just about predicting like rain or shine.
No,
There's more to it.
it goes much deeper than that. It can actually understand complex weather patterns, predict extreme events,
Wow.
and even track things like hurricane paths with remarkable accuracy.
So this could really help us. If we know a hurricane's coming or if we know that, some kind of severe weather event's coming, we can be more prepared.
Exactly. And that preparedness can save lives and property.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about medicine.
Yeah.
We've talked about, fighting bacteria and the weather.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about food.
Okay.
Sustainable agriculture. AI is transforming how we grow food.
AI and farming.
Yeah,
That's an interesting combination.
it is. There's a company called Avalo that's using AI to do just that. They're using algorithms to predict the best traits in crops.
Wow.
Things like drought resistance, pest
So
resistance.
it's like giving farmers a superpower instead of relying on those traditional breeding methods that can take years. Right.
AI can analyze genetic data and pinpoint the specific genes responsible for those desirable traits.
So essentially, they're speeding up the process of developing these new crop varieties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's huge for farmers, especially as they face those growing challenges of climate change.
Right. So this could mean, a more stable food supply, more
Yeah,
affordable produce,
absolutely.
healthier planet.
Yeah, it's a win-win all around.
Absolutely. Okay, well, speaking of making things more efficient and better for everyone, let's talk about education.
Okay.
AI is making waves in education, too. It's all about personalization. Imagine a world where every student has access to their own personal AI tutor.
Wow, that's an intriguing thought. Tell me more.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, so
okay.
these AI agents can adapt to individual learning styles, they can track progress, and they can provide customized feedback all in real time.
So it's not just about delivering information, it's about understanding how each student learns best
Exactly.
and tailoring these experience to their needs.
Right.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
It is, and it really, could revolutionize how we learn, make quality education more accessible, more effective for everyone.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's just the tip of the iceberg
Right.
when it comes to AI.
It really is. There's so much more to explore.
There is, and we're going to keep exploring it in this episode of The Deep Dive.
Awesome. I'm ready for more.
You too. Let's do it.
It's really remarkable how diverse the applications of AI are.
Yeah.
From revolutionizing medicine to personalizing education.
Yeah,
It's clear that AI is already making a tangible difference in people's lives.
absolutely. And we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Speaking of tangible differences,
Yeah.
I was particularly struck by those charts we saw about the cost of goods over time.
Yeah.
Comparing prices from a 1971 Sears catalog to today.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating to see how much our purchasing power has increased.
Yeah.
Back in 71, a blue-collar worker would have to work over 8 hours to afford a basic black and white TV. Today, you can pick one up for less than an hour's wage.
It really highlights how technology can drive down costs and improve our standard of living.
It does. And it's not just TVs, it's clothing appliances, electronics, like across the board, things have become more affordable.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. Speaking of technology, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Meta's ambitious plan to build a massive undersea cable that will circle the entire globe.
Talk about thinking big. A cable that spans the planet? That's a bold move, even for a tech giant like Meta. So what's the rationale behind such a massive undertaking?
Well, it all comes down to data. Meta handles an astronomical amount of data from billions of users across Facebook, Instagram, and their other platforms. This cable will provide the bandwidth they need to connect everyone and everything seamlessly.
So faster internet speeds, greater connectivity, and more reliable access to information for everyone. It sounds like a pretty significant infrastructure project with far-reaching implications.
Exactly. And it's not just Meta that's pushing the boundaries of connectivity. Did you see that Starlink is now approved to provide mobile service from its satellites?
Now that's game-changing. Imagine having cell phone service in the most remote corners of the world, places that are currently unreachable by traditional networks.
Yeah, it can be a lifeline for communities in disaster areas or regions lacking infrastructure.
Absolutely. It's a huge step towards bridging the digital divide and connecting everyone on the planet.
It is. Speaking of groundbreaking advancements, how about those DNA typewriters we read about? It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel.
I know, right? It's incredible. Scientists have figured out a way to record a cell's history within its own DNA.
Wow.
It's like giving each cell its own personal diary written in genetic code.
So we can track the development of a cell, its responses to stimuli, and even the progression of diseases at the most fundamental level.
Exactly. The potential applications are mind-boggling. They're even talking about one day injecting these modified cells into our bodies to track our health over time. It's like having microscopic health monitors constantly checking in on us.
That's incredible. And it's not just biology and medicine that are benefiting from these advancements. We're seeing AI being applied to some of the most pressing global challenges like climate change. We already talked about AI's role in sustainable agriculture, but what other ways is it being used to fight climate change?
Well, for starters, Google DeepMind is using AI to optimize the efficiency of wind farms.
Wait, AI can make wind power better. I'm intrigued. How does that work?
It's all about prediction and optimization. AI can analyze vast amounts of data like weather patterns, wind speeds, and even turbine performance to maximize energy output and reduce waste.
So it's like having a super smart energy manager for wind farms, constantly tweaking things to ensure we're getting the most out of this renewable energy source.
Precisely. And Meta, the company we were just discussing, is taking a different approach to reducing their environmental impact. They're investing heavily in nuclear power to fuel their data centers.
Nuclear power. That's a bit of a controversial topic, isn't it?
It can be, but it's also a powerful source of zero carbon energy. Meta is betting on new, safer nuclear technologies to power their operations sustainably.
It's interesting to see these different approaches to tackling the climate crisis, AI helping with renewables and a tech giant embracing nuclear power. It's clear that we're exploring all options to create a greener future.
Absolutely. And while we're on the topic of AI's broad reach, did you see that article about AI being used in the legal profession?
Yeah, the one about AI agents helping to prepare legal briefs and opinions. It's like having an entire team of legal experts at your fingertips. I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical at first. Can AI really write legal documents?
It might sound futuristic, but it's already happening. These AI agents can analyze case files, research legal precedents, and even draft arguments with impressive speed and accuracy.
So does this mean lawyers will be out of a job soon?
Not necessarily. It's more about augmenting human capabilities. Think of it as a superpowered legal assistant that can handle the tedious tasks, freeing up lawyers to focus on the more complex and strategic aspects of their work.
It sounds like AI could make the legal system more efficient and possibly even more accessible to those who might not be able to afford traditional legal representation.
That's the hope. By streamlining processes and reducing costs, AI has the potential to make legal services more widely available, which is a win for everyone.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from medicine and agriculture to climate change and even the legal system. It's clear that AI is impacting nearly every facet of our lives and in ways that are often positive and beneficial.
It's truly remarkable to see how far AI has come in such a short time. And the most exciting part is that we're still in the early stages of development.
It really is mind-boggling to think about, what the future holds for AI and how it will continue to shape our world.
It is.
But before we get too carried away with all those, future possibilities,
Right.
let's take a moment to kind of recap the amazing AI-powered innovations that we've explored today.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Let's revisit those 5 positive examples of AI in action.
So we started our deep dive with that incredible neural tourniquet, a device that uses AI to stop bleeding by stimulating specific nerves,
Right.
a potential game changer for emergency medicine.
Absolutely.
Then we moved on to the fight against superbugs, where AI is being used to develop new drugs that can combat those antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
Yeah, a beacon of hope in the face of a growing global health threat for sure.
Absolutely. We also explored how AI is revolutionizing weather forecasting with programs like Google DeepMind's GenCast, which is proving to be more accurate than existing systems,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to predicting those extreme weather events
Yeah.
that can have such devastating consequences.
Right.
And who could forget AI's impact on sustainable agriculture?
Yeah.
We talked about how AI is being used to speed up the breeding process for crops with desirable traits like drought and pest resistance,
Right.
making agriculture more efficient and resilient in the face of a changing climate.
For sure.
We even ventured into the world of personalized education, where AI agents are acting as virtual tutors, adapting to individual learning styles and providing that customized feedback.
Right.
It's a really exciting development that could make quality education more accessible and effective for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most promising applications of
Yeah.
AI out there.
Absolutely. Well, it's truly remarkable to see how AI is touching nearly every aspect of our lives
It is. I
in
know.
ways that are often, positive and beneficial.
Yeah, and the most exciting part is we're still in the early stages of what AI can do.
Right.
So the potential for even greater advancements and a more positive impact is just enormous.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be alive and to witness this technological revolution kind of unfold.
I completely agree.
Well, to our listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring the world of AI.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to dive deeper, to learn more, and to imagine those possibilities.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover the next groundbreaking AI-powered solution that makes the world a better place.
That's right. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.